This podcast is brought to you by PodPro Australia.
Do you struggle with self-doubt and self-sabotage? In this episode, I'm going to show you how to overcome that. Social media, Google, email marketing, systems, website traffic, and the endless content creation that comes with marketing. It's overwhelming, right? Say goodbye to endless stress and hello to clarity with the Meaningful Marketing Podcast. In this podcast, I will share with you fast and free practical methods to help you manage, monetize, and market your business, all infused with a healthy dose of motivation. Let's do this. Welcome to another episode of the Meaningful Marketing Podcast. Today, I'd like to delve into how imposter syndrome rears its head for business owners and marketing managers, and how these reoccurring thought patterns can significantly impact their performance online. It also impacts their innovation, their overall well-being, and starts to sabotage their online marketing results. How I come up with my topics is based on what my current clients seem to be struggling with. And at the moment, so many amazing business owners and their marketing teams, although having such great capabilities and skill, seem to be suffering from this little thing called imposter syndrome. So what is it and how does it impact people? Let me share that with you today in today's episode. So firstly, a quote. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, said, "There are still days when I wake up feeling like a fraud, not sure I should be where I am." Now, how many of us feel like that at some time in our business? So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their accomplishments and they fear being exposed as a fraud. It's incredibly relevant for business owners and marketing managers who often juggle multiple responsibilities and often face high expectations. Studies have shown that around 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. And this significantly impacts their productivity and their mental health. So does any of this sound familiar for you? Doubting your abilities despite evidence of competence, putting in extra hours to make up for perceived lack of abilities, fear of failing or making mistakes? Do you undervalue your success or write it off as good luck rather than skill? Do you often set high standards and feel like you're failing if they aren't met? Or do you avoid challenges and steer clear of opportunities, scared that you might fail? So for me, imposter syndrome has raised its head a few times in its life. When I first became a personal trainer in South Africa, I was overweight up until the age of 20, and I was actually bullied at school. And when I made the decision that I wanted to get on top of my health and learn how to eat properly and to exercise, I became a personal trainer. But being overweight and on my journey of losing weight, I felt like a complete imposter coming into the space of these beautiful personal training bodies when I myself was on the journey, still learning, and now having to step into that space of helping others to improve their health and fitness. Another time that I remember imposter syndrome rearing its little head for me was when I had my health, wellness and fitness center on the Gold Coast. The personal trainers and the health and wellness professionals inside the facility were all struggling to pay rent. So I started to teach them what I had learned in order to grow my business. And then when I decided to step into the space of becoming a marketing coach, I had so many people look at me and go, how can you as a personal trainer, now become a marketing coach? And of course, I started to judge myself and started to think, is this something I can do? I remember speaking with a woman's business coach, Melissa Groom, and she said to me, all you need to do in order to be an expert is to know more than the person that's in front of you. And if somebody's prepared to pay you for that, then why not? The other thing that I learned was that learning happens in the failing. If you think about a toddler when they first start to walk, they get up, they fall around, they stumble, they knock into things, but every time they keep getting up, they start to find their footing and they start to do better. And that's how we all learn. So learning happens in the failing. So when you start to look forward to the failing and start to appreciate the learnings you get from that, that is how we grow. So how does having imposter syndrome affect your marketing? Well, firstly, it stifles your creativity, reducing innovation. It leads to you being indecisive and decreases in productivity. You become a poor leader as you doubt your abilities, and everyone can feel that, including people that are actually engaged in your marketing. It inhibits the ability for you to want to collaborate as you are hesitant to share ideas and collaborate with other people. and this minimizes your overall marketing potential. So how can you overcome imposter syndrome? Well, firstly, in my experience, and this is all in my experience, having worked with coaches myself to deal with this, what I've learned is, firstly, acknowledge your feelings. Understand that imposter syndrome is common, and it's not a reflection of your actual abilities. It's a reflection of your perceived abilities. Number 2, reframe your thinking. Shift your perspective from self-doubt to self-compassion and start to focus on your achievements. 3, seek support. Engage with mentors, peers, or coaches who can provide perspective and encouragement, because sometimes when you're inside the jar, you can't read the label. Number 4, set realistic goals. Break down big goals into little tasks that are more achievable. Build your confidence gradually and set yourself up for success rather than failure. And lastly, document your successes. I know that for myself, this personally has been a really good one. What I did was I gathered evidence to support that what I was thinking wasn't true. So I kept a record of all my accomplishments to remind myself of my capabilities. I would often read my reviews, my testimonials, read success stories and screenshots from clients that had sent me that to show me that I was truly valuable in what it was that I was doing. Above all else, show daily gratitude for your abilities. Some people find this really hard and they give gratitude for external things, but I encourage you to look inward and look for things that you can be grateful for from yourself, and look for things within yourself that you can actually be grateful for. For every small little step that you've taken, for every little obstacle you have overcome, give yourself gratitude. From my own experience, I learned that imposter syndrome thrives in isolation. By working with so many accomplished and capable business owners, I realized many would have this cloud of imposter syndrome shattering over their online growth. The shared understanding makes it easier for us to combat these feelings. So here are some additional strategies to help you with that. Daily affirmations. Start your day every day with positive affirmations to boost your confidence. If you catch yourself saying something negative that you need to reframe it into a daily affirmation that's going to help you build your confidence. Number 2 is get peer feedback. Firstly, let me say this, make sure that it's the right group you have around you, a supportive community that are going to give you positive feedback or constructive feedback, because you want to regularly seek constructive feedback to gain an accurate assessment of your skills. Number 3 is personality profiling. And for myself, I really enjoyed doing a couple of these. I've done the DISC profiling as well as the Gallup strength profiling, as well as the 5 love languages. And I gained great insight from doing this. The thing about personality profiling tests is that when you do them, it highlights your strengths, giving you something to focus on. So rather than focusing on your perceived weaknesses, your strengths are now highlighted and give you something now to tap into and develop and grow in, so that you can confidently use those strengths as you start to pursue your business and marketing management. Skill development. Continually invest in learning and development to enhance your expertise. And lastly, mindfulness practices. Incorporate mindfulness techniques to stay grounded and reduce anxiety. For myself personally, we offer free online breathwork for business owners sessions on a Friday. And the reason I do that is because I've gained such great value from breathwork. It's helped with clarity, creativity, reduction in stress and anxiety, and has really contributed towards overcoming imposter syndrome and anything else that may creep in that is going to stop me from performing well online. So for example, if you're managing a marketing campaign, break the project into smaller tasks and then celebrate each milestone. This not only makes the project manageable, but also reinforces your capability with each success. It's important to know that you're not alone. If you feel like you're lacking in support and confidence, and you feel hesitant in making decisions or being innovative in your marketing, then send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. By recognizing imposter syndrome and taking supportive measures, you can overcome these limitations and thrive in your marketing. Please note, we have heaps of free resources on our website, onlinebusinessmarketing.com.au. And if you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the follow button or subscribe. And if you can, give us a 5-star rating. Remember, you are perfectly imperfectly capable and deserving of success. Until next time, keep making a difference with meaningful marketing. This is your host, Chantal Gerardy. Thanks for listening in. Meaningful marketing is all about you making your marketing meaningful. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. But subscribing means that you won't miss out on future episodes all about marketing and motivation. Stay inspired, stay focused, and make your marketing meaningful.